to People of Paradise. I'm Shirley and this is Lynda.
Hi.
And Lynda, you've got something you're going to tell us about one of the people in Tauranga today who's going to be on our show today.
Oh, Chris Gunn.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. He's a bit of a legend in the music industry, going right back to the 60s and onwards. His biggest influence apparently was Van Morrison and the Rolling Stones. And Jimi Hendrix, by the way. Now, he's been in several bands: Summer Wine in the 60s, Human Instinct and Salty Dog in the 70s, Larry Morris Band, various with Richie Pickett 80s, Solo, the Fat Band, and currently Chris Gunn and Gunshine. So he's been in lots of experience. A very good artist. Yeah. Yeah, and he started learning piano, I think, from about 6 or 7. Mm. And I think in his main choice of a instrument is the keyboards, I believe.
Yeah, cool.
But he does play guitar as well.
Yeah, I think he plays bass too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
I think he said he actually started on the bass, didn't he? I think he did. We'll find out anyway, because we're going to have an interview with Chris. Yeah. But I did actually hear a rumour the other day that Chris might be getting his originals down. He's written a whole lot of songs, so he might be recording those, but don't hold me to that. It's just a rumour, rumours are rumours. But I thought also Anthony Coulter, Anthony?
Yes, I do.
He's quite well known on Facebook circles in Tauranga. He's a great musician, plays the keyboards, writes songs, and lovely guy. But he's also been doing some paintings.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I just thought, quickly, just out of interest, we might be able to have a look at a couple on Facebook. So I've downloaded them to my computer. Sorry, Anthony. So here they are. So that first one is of Sean Penn, obviously. Sean Penn being an actor. The second one here is, I can never say this guy's name, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's the guy. Yeah. And I thought that was actually quite good. And this is Anthony himself, Anthony Coulter, 2018.
Self-portrait.
The Piano Man. And of course, Lynda too. I went and got my hair done.
I know you did.
So I thought, well, before, brand new program, brand new series, and brand new hair, why not? So I went to a place where I always go. Tracy Carson is the hairdresser, and it's at Pamela's here, which is Mount Maunganui Road, and at the Mount, of course, Mount Maunganui, and she did a great job. So I thought we'd sort of go and have a look at her salon, and just before we check in and go and see Chris Gunn, here it is. I am at Pamela's, Mount Maunganui, about to get my hair done. Krusty the Clown, the Snowman, the Incredible Hulk hairdo, everything snowman with the rain hat. Here's the highlight of the appointment, the cup of tea. Doing the drying phase while I'm having a cup of tea. The exciting moment when you're called up to the basin to get the dye taken out of your hair. The final result. Voila! Sunlight. So here we are, and just about at Chris Gunn's house, and we're going to be talking to him soon. So I just got our fluffy dice here in the car, all ready for racing day.
Hey mate, how are you? This is an AP5 Valiant. It's a 1964 model. It's been radically modified. 140 odd horsepower when they came out of the factory at the flywheel. This one puts out 315 at the rear wheels. It's been raced in pre-65 racing saloons.
Wow.
It's a great car, a lot of fun, but it's unfortunately got a few issues I've had to fix.
Right.
And also it's expensive to go racing these days, and I just really can't afford it right now.
What sort of issues are you sort of fixing?
Oh, it's been sitting for a while. I got involved in a bit of an altercation with somebody who decided to use me for a stopping barrier.
Oh.
And so the panel work's been done now, but while it's been sitting, the brakes have seized up, and that's got to be done, and just generally needs a bit of a tidy up and going over. But,
right,
yeah, it's a rocket ship. It's a great car.
Awesome. And I just see you've got a driver's thing there. Can you tell us the story behind that?
Yeah, well, when I bought the car in the first place, this was a I own driver's bar.
Yeah.
So we put the sponsorship all over the car. It was originally black and white.
Oh, okay.
But I've changed it to this colour because Mag and Turbo came on board as a sponsor when I was racing.
Right.
So we put it in their colours. That's kind of stayed on there just because
Yeah.
it was there, you know.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so that's what we do.
Awesome. And it was good, the piano bar, wasn't it, before, drivers?
Yeah, it was Divine Wine and Piano Bar. And we were the first non-smoking bar in New Zealand. We were 2 years before the law.
Okay.
And everyone told me that wouldn't work.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting history.
Which it did. And yeah, so we did that, and then Donna and I tried to sell it and nobody wanted to buy it. They were scared of the wine and all the rest of it. And so we changed it to a motorsport bar, and that then became more saleable for somebody who had maybe no real knowledge of wine and whatever. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because they're changing it to, I think it's a Vietnamese restaurant.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. It's the end of an era, but that's you know, that happens. Things come and go.
That's right. Yeah. I was talking to Cheryl Everard actually over there. Yeah, and she was saying that you taught her son, not Mike, that's her husband, Jason, to play the piano.
Did I?
Yes, you did, apparently.
Oh, hell. There you go. See, I forget all these things.
He's playing piano now, isn't he? He plays with,
Yep.
what band is it, isn't it? The one that Anna Cruises is in?
Yeah, I can't think of the name. I'm hopeless at that.
Yeah, Eclipse.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great band too.
They are a great band. I'll just have a quick squiz at your car, which is quite hard to actually get the camera around, but I'll do my best. It is wicked.
No.
Oh yeah, what colour are you going to paint it?
I'm going to leave it that colour for the
You're
time
going to leave
being.
it this colour? Yeah, it's actually quite a nice colour, eh?
Yeah, looks quite cool.
It does.
Wicked. Oh, thanks very much.
Anybody that knows anything about these things, it's dry sumped.
Yep.
It runs triple plate, tilt and triple plate clutch. It's got 348 Delautos on the side. It's got super good gear inside the motor.
Cool.
You know, the only weak part of this really is the diff. We've just rebuilt that.
Yep.
I don't know how long that's going to last because it's got far too much horsepower for the diff. It needs a stronger differential in it.
What's this Chris Gunn thing on the window here?
That's just me as a driver.
I thought so, yeah. I just thought I'd just ask. Awesome. And it's got the Mag and Turbo thing on the side there somewhere, if I can find that.
Excuse me.
Cool.
How long have you been working on for it?
Oh, it's been parked up for about 3.5, 4 years. I've been busy with work and what have you, and just haven't had time to really go and do much about it. I'm not a mechanic, so what gets done on it is what I can do, and then get mechanics friends to go over and have a look and make sure I've done it right. But yeah, it's just the cost, and you know, I mean, if you go racing these days, there's 7 odd meetings a year, and it's about $1,000 to $1,500 a meeting.
Right. That was Chris Gunn there talking about his car and his life, and we're just going to go back to Lynda Ford now and find out about some wine tasting.
You know, I've known a lot of good bastards in my time, but the best bastard of all is the bastard wine made in Australia. It's a Chardonnay and it's a lovely drop. I'm going to have a little taste to refresh my memory of how nice it is. Cheers, everyone.
So here we are talking to Peter, the actual owner of Drivers Bar. Now Peter, you're not really closing at all, are you? You're actually staying open.
What is the reason, son?
We're really closing. 8 years is long enough.
Yeah, but what's the reason? The question on everybody's lips, man.
8
Why?
years.
8 years.
8 years in hospitality is like it's like.
Yeah, hi. I sort of organised the booze jam at Drivers for the past 4 or 5 years. Great community of people, great musicians, lots of people come and support it. We've had some great times here in Drivers Bar. Always enjoyed it. Always enjoyed the people I play with. It's been a blast.
So this must be a pretty sad time for you, I guess, the last one, although you are moving to Andy Craw's pub, aren't you?
We're moving to Jack Dusty's, which is Jess Luxton's place in Loretto. Andy's doing the music there, which is great. I've been very welcome. Encouraged us to come over. We think it'll just get bigger and better.
Awesome. Well, thank you, David. Have a good night. Here we here with Tim Armstrong, and Tim, just wondering, what are you thinking of it being the last jam here, because you've been a regular attendee lately as well?
Oh, you know, it's sad, but maybe the new venue will be cool too, because you know it'll be a bit bigger.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes it gets quite crowded in there.
It does, especially tonight. It's very crowded.
Very crowded, yeah.
So I just heard you singing before. You're going to be getting up and doing or playing
No,
anything
maybe
else?
you
Or is
never
that
know.
it?
You never know. The sailors. I didn't even know I was going to get up then. And
Yeah,
David
yeah.
said, "I'll get you up early because normally I play at the end."
Yeah.
I never have a band with me that I know. It's just
Yeah. Bit
just
of a jam.
whatever, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, well, you have a good night.
Oh, we
and,
will. We have a nice time.
cool, thanks, Tim. Okay, the question is, I'm just wondering what you think of it being the last night at Driver Star for the Blues Jam.
I think we should have a bloody good party, and it's a little bit sad because there's another venue lost to music,
Yeah,
and we'll see how the new one goes. They reckon it's going to be all right, but
Yeah.
we'll miss the place, you know.
definitely. And are we gonna be hearing you singing or playing or doing anything tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing a couple of things with Boysenberry and Eclipse.
Oh, great.
Not lead singing, but a bit of backing.
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, I look forward to that.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you.
bit of drinking with everyone.
Yeah. Oh, we've got to do that. So here we are again with Chris.
Me.
So Chris, your car. I know you've probably told us this before in the last interview, but just tell us about your car and the model and the make and that kind of thing.
Well, that's my race car. That's an AP5 Valiant,
Yeah.
1964 Valiant. I've got another car that I'm in the process of restoring for the last 20 years.
Yep.
It's a 62 Ford Thunderbird convertible.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And that's up at my mate's place in Auckland at the moment. Every time we go near it, there's something missing or something broken, and it's just an ongoing nightmare. But that's doing old cars, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But once again, it's a cost and it's a time.
Right. Yeah. How long have you been working on it?
I've had the car for nearly 20 years, and it's just been sitting in storage. We've been working on it for the last 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
But the problem I've had is that because I'm not a mechanic and I'm not skilled at that sort of stuff, I've got to get people that can help me.
Yeah.
And the initial guy who was going to do it, he lost his premises, and I had to get the car back from him. And then the next guy took it on and realised it was a hell of a lot more than he could handle. It was
Right.
a much more difficult car than he expected. Got it back again, and this time it's in a mate's place in Auckland who's very, very good at it, but unfortunately he's just had a heart attack. He also fell out of a tree and broke his pelvis, and just generally seems to be one nightmare after another. So it's going to come back. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It's an
Okay.
ongoing mission.
Right. Okay. And when you get parts, when you get the parts that you need, do you have them all here, or do you have to import them, or are they in New Zealand? Or?
There's a really good what would you call it, backup for a lot of these cars now. There's a number of places in the States for Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys in, one guy in Rotorua, another guy in Auckland that specialise in doing TVs.
Okay. Cool.
So you know, there's certainly plenty of backup for it. It's just the cost. I mean, I just had a problem with the boot lid on it. And the boot lid on it is actually on the car I've got, so it's a hard top, not a convertible.
Yeah.
And it just won't fit properly. And I've had to find one in the States, which I did, which was $950. By the time it gets back here, it's going to owe me about $2,500.
Oh.
It's just the cost. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of these things are hard to find now.
Yeah. And when you finish it, what do you intend to do with it? Are you going to
Don't.
No.
I don't
Drive
know. Oh, we'll wait and see. You know, you get to a point where you think, do I want this thing anymore? I'm over it,
Yeah.
or you know, or hell, I'm going to keep it and have some fun with it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
What happens when we get there.
Talking about fun, do you like to? Are you going to allow people to eat and drink in it? Do you?
Haven't got that far yet. At the moment, you can do what you like in it.
If you can get in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a shell.
And what was I going to ask you? Have you had any other classic cars? And what were they?
Yeah, I've had a Mustang. I had a T-Bucket.
Yep.
I've had 4 Thunderbirds.
Yep.
I had a Mercury Cougar convertible. Yeah, I've had a few bits and pieces.
Right, and how long have you been a car enthusiast for?
Oh, since I was a kid. My dad was a mechanic.
Right.
I grew up around cars, and all my mates all like cars.
Yeah, it's a bit of a petrol head.
Yeah, I thought that maybe I'd become a mechanic or something similar.
Yeah.
But a few of my mates were mechanics, and the mates that were musicians seemed to have more girlfriends than the guys that were mechanics.
Right.
So I became a musician instead.
That sounds like a plan. I definitely would have, yeah, I'm a musician myself, obviously, as everyone, well, probably doesn't know, but just thinking about, talking about having fun and stuff, Driver's Bar, we were talking about that just before, and just, I went to the closing the other night, which was quite sad, as we were talking about, and I did a little bit of filming and things. I was just wondering, out of all the time, because you obviously had Driver's and the piano bar before that, what would be a standout memory for you with Drivers, if you had one?
Probably the opening, when we had the opening of Driver's Bar. There's a couple of things. One was that I had some really good support from the local car clubs, which was outstanding. It was fantastic, and even Rolly Levis, who was a great racing. Well, he was very notable. Rolly could have been a world champion driver if he had the money and was in the right place at the right time. If you look at history of New Zealand motorsport, his name's always in the top 10 of finishers.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, he turned up. That just blew me away. And,
Wow.
And Graham Lawrence, who said he was going to come over but couldn't make it, he rang and apologised, and him and Rolly had a great conversation. It was just fantastic for me. I loved that. Before that, when it was the wine bar, we had Jerry Sheff, who was Elvis's bass player.
Oh, yeah. Paul Higgins has talked about that.
Paul put all that together, and it was a great day. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I guess also Richie Pickett, you see that photograph there, we had a dueling pianos concert together back in 2009.
So can we just get a picture of the concert?
Probably Richie's last full-on gig.
Wow.
After that, he sort of
he
wasn't really cutting it all that well. No. But he did a great job at that one. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
So those would be the three artists. There's probably more, but those are the ones really stick in my mind.
Yeah. They would be awesome memories. Yeah. And also, you yourself, you're a musician, obviously. And I'm just wondering, because you play a few instruments, don't you? What do you play?
Well, I'm actually a bass player by trade.
Yeah.
I went on to bass when I was 15, and I've been playing piano since I was a kid at 7, and I sort of bumbled around on guitar a bit, but nobody wanted to play bass, and I ended up in this band, borrowed some gear, went to an audition, and the guy who was running the band saw that I had some idea of it from piano, and he encouraged me and pushed me on. A guy called Bob Stewart, who sadly we lost last year.
Right.
Really great muso. So I carried on with bass, and I played that until, I moved down here and I played with Richie on and off for about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go solo for a while in 1989, and so I started going back to guitar, and then I think I was the first person in Tauranga to get a sequencer.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of flack over that. And I started programming all my own backing, so I needed a keyboard. I went to Australia in a band playing piano for 3 months at the casino in Hobart, and I kind of stayed with it ever since.
Right.
It's very hard to go solo and play bass.
Oh, I hear people say it's hard to sing and play bass.
It's like anything, you get used to doing it, but piano is sort of what I've stuck to now.
Right. Do you play guitar as well?
Yep.
Yeah. And acoustic, electrical?
I've got a collection. I've got a number of guitars. I'm a Fender fanatic. I love Fender Telecasters. I've got a couple of those.
Oh, yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
I've got an old 335 Gibson, and I've got my old precision bass, all date back to 1968.
Yeah.
Good old things. They're my workhorses.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. So, as well as doing, playing in covers bands, you've played, covering other people's material. You've also written your own songs. Do you want to tell us something about that?
Yeah, I've been writing on and off for years. I think I'm my own worst critic. I don't like what I write.
Oh, don't you?
No, I just do what I do. People give me a hard time.
Yeah.
Say you really got to do something with them. And I'm trying to. It's just, once again, I work and I'm on the road a lot with my job, so I'm never home during the week.
Right.
So I can't link up with people.
Okay.
And Wayne Melville, who plays bass with me, he's been going on at me to, let's get together and start working on these things. I've recorded 2 up with Tim Julian, but they're not finished. They're just sort of down. I've got probably about 30 plus songs, but I just haven't done anything with them yet.
Did you? I'm just trying to think, because I think I've heard a couple of yours, and was there one about cars or something? I thought I heard maybe.
Yeah, I wrote a song called Boy Racer.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
I wrote that years ago. God, it was about living in. It was a combination of things. It was about living in Tamworth, Australia.
Yeah.
Back in the late '60s when I was very young, playing over there, and then some people that I got to know through being in hot rodding back in the early '80s. And the song was I used to drag race, and one of the guys I used to race against was quite a bit older than me, and the story just evolved around him basically, and how he's still doing it, and I made up a story as to why he was still doing it. Yeah.
Cool. And just to bring the thing back to cars again, and music, just wondering when you finally get your car finished, are you going to have a stereo on it? And if so, you know, one of those big boom things, or?
Yeah, this is really weird. I never play music in a car.
Really?
No.
Isn't that funny? Because actually, I do now. I've finally got myself a stereo, but I never used to. And people used to comment, "Shirley, you're a musician and you don't have a stereo in your car." I was the same, but now I do.
No, I don't. I like just because I love cars. I love to hear the motor. And if I can't hear the motor, if the stereo is sort of loud, it just distracts me.
Right.
And I just love the sound of the car. So why hide it? That's what I love.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'd rather listen to my music, in this environment.
I think mine was probably lack of funds. Being a break and so and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's pretty much all I was going to ask. Did you have anything else that you want to add?
No, God, your brain stopped already.
Oh, we can't talk you into singing for us.
No.
No.
Don't do that to me.
Okay. Maybe when the camera's off. So, we bought you a little present, Chris.
Oh.
It's only a little present. But since you're the first person to be interviewed, you get to choose the colour that you'd like.
Oh, really?
Whichever colour you like for your car.
Ooh. Now that
Some fluffy dice.
got to go black.
Yeah, I chose black too for my car.
There you go.
And I've just hung them up on the way round.
Have you?
Yeah, because we were doing our racing thing, so.
Well, once the Thunderbird's going, they'll be hanging off the rear vision mirror. They might be a bit
Might be disintegrated by then.
I can tell you where to get them for $3.
Good idea.
Okay,
That's
over
cool.
and out.
Thank you. That's a wrap.
That was awesome talking to Chris Gunn all about his car and his life. And I'm just going to cruise off now, I think, and catch some rays at home. I'll see you later.